So I met Mary Kay Mueller in a church choir, and one day I called her up and I said, "Hey Mary Kay, I can't make it to church choir today because I lost my job and I don't have a car." So if you ever met Mary Kay, you know she's pretty extraordinary. But she came and picked me up, and on the way to church, probably about 15 minutes, she asked me about my whole life story, and lo and behold, we came up to the fact that I wanted to be a performer. And she asked me, "Hey, are you going to try out for American Idol in Minneapolis next week or next month?" And I was like, "No." And she said, "Well, why not?" And it came down to the fact that I had auditioned for the show before and I didn't make it, and it was a very long and tedious process. So, and I said also, I don't have money to get there. Did you forget why you're driving me to choir practice today? And she said, "Money? That's not an issue." I was like, "Yeah, pretty much exhausted all my avenues." And so, long story short, we raised the money. I went to Minneapolis and had a tough time there. And I called her up again. I said, "You know, I'm really excited that I've gotten this far, but I think I've lost my way again." So she gave me some more tools from 8 to Great and said, "Hey, this is what you're here for and this is what we're doing." And it worked, and I made it to Hollywood, one of 16 out of 17,000 people that day, and made it to Idol and made it to the top 40, and I got cut, but I was still after going to American Idol and going through Hollywood Week and getting cut, which could have been just a blow to my ego, but after I had been through the process of learning 8 to Great and you know, learning FGH, forgiveness for the past, grateful for the present, and hope for the future, I told myself, you know, I got cut from American Idol, but there's always really good things that come out of something that looks bad on the surface. So I was headed home on the plane, and I get there and I'm sitting next to this lady, and I'm just like, I'm going home. Okay, this is good. What do I do next? And I'm sitting there, and I look over to the lady and I say, "Hey, if you smell rejection, that might be me." She goes, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Well, I just got cut from American Idol, so if I just started weeping out of nowhere, you know why, I'm not crazy." And she laughed and she goes, "Oh, you're funny." And so after sitting there and talking to her for a while, she was like, "Hey, you know, this is how I met Ashton Kutcher, and I do this program called IMTA, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. Where do you live?" And everything worked out to good, and I said, "Hey, awesome, I'm gonna do this and make some money." So I say, "Okay, I'll do this, but if I do this, I'm gonna need a friend to go with me." And lo and behold, after being on the flight for 45 minutes, I got $10,000 for myself and one of my really good friends to go and do IMTA. So of course, in the music business, you know, in any business, the road to success is very bumpy. There's a lot of downs, but there's a lot of ups, and when it's up, it's good. And I had met some friends along the way, along my musical journey, who contacted me and said, "Hey, would you want to be a part of a group, you know, an a cappella group to, you know, try out for this TV show?" And I'm like, I don't know. But I took the risk and said, "Hey, what the heck? I'll go and I'll meet with them." And we met. I met with 6 other people who decided, "Hey, let's do this together and let's go and audition." And we went and auditioned after being together for 3 weeks and rehearsing one song and going to this audition with other huge, really well-known a cappella groups and making it onto a national television show. And baffled, I'm like, what? Like, how did this happen? And I realized I had instilled the qualities and all the good things that I learned from 8 to Great into my friends that I met in the group and said, "Hey, this is what I've been doing so far, you know, in my life. This actually helps me out a lot." And so we actually called in Mary Kay to bring us some material so they could learn further how the program works, and we went and had an immensely great time in Hollywood being on this television show, and it's been really good for us. And because I was on the a cappella show, actually it was called The Sing Off on NBC, many great things have come out of it, but one of the main things that come out of it, I got full ride scholarship to a university who asked us to come down and help other people, you know, basically find their dream and how to help them. And I get to actually bring 8 to Great to school with me and say, hey, new people, this is what I've been doing and I'd love for you to try it, and this is how we're gonna, you know, find success in what we're doing here, and I'm really glad that I can. So one of the great things that actually came out of doing the acapella competition was actually the sing-off on NBC, as we were contacted by Mississippi Valley State University, and they were saying, hey, we loved you guys, we would love for you guys to come down to our university and do whatever you were doing with your acapella, whatever, we loved your attitude. And the exciting thing about that is we get to bring 8 to Great with us, because it was a huge part of our bonding and things like that. So we get to say, hey, if you're gonna come down, you're gonna be with us, we're gonna teach you 8 to Great, and that's gonna be very exciting for us. And if you know anybody who wants a really good education and say, I wanna learn the 8 steps that you did to find success, come on down to Mississippi Valley State and we'll be there for you.
So we've been told Michael can sing. Let's find out.
Every day we live, there's problems all around, things you can't brace yourself for. I know that it ain't easy to smile and hide the pain. Oh, I've been there before. So I'm telling you, when you've had enough, you wanna give up. Believe that there will be a brighter day. Seems you can't go on, just stay strong. Believe that there will be a brighter day.